Good afternoon, all. Today we are going to talk about the donor certificate access page, which is this page that I'm currently displaying. But first, we will actually start within our inbox. So if you want to toggle your inbox, will see this pop up. It's going to come from the DOLA HCTC program, and the subject of the title is going to say contribution approved for HCTC certificate available. So when the nonprofit staff sends you your certificate in the email, this is exactly what the email is going to look like. It's going to tell you your name right here that we have in the system. And then if we scroll down, it's going to give you your certificate key and a link to the donor access page. So if we click this, it's going to open the same page that I had earlier. And then this is the certificate key that is associated with it. So when you click this hyperlink, the certificate key is going to auto-populate. If you don't feel like doing that and you already have the link to the page, you can just copy the certificate and paste it in here. I'm just going to copy and paste it so it's easier so that we can go through the process fully, but I copied it from the email. I'm going to paste it in here, and then we'll click the next button. Here it's just telling you that you want to use Google Chrome. You want to use your full first and last name, no nicknames, no middle initials or suffixes, and make sure that there aren't any miscellaneous spaces. And then if you're having any trouble, give us an email and we'll help you out. But otherwise, we're just going to click next to that page, and it's going to ask you what your donation type is. So are you an individual household, a business entity, or a foreign business entity? Most cases, we are an individual household, so we're just going to click that and click next. And then it's going to ask us for our first and last name. This is what is populated within the email that we were in. See how it says test. This is the first and last name. So you'll put your first and last name, but you can always double check within the email what we have your first and last name under. So then you can go back, double check that's correct, and then input your tax ID number. You can input your taxpayer ID number. For this case, our test one, where it's the last 4 digits, so it's just 0001. You put your respective number in there, and then once you're finished, click that blue button next. And it's going to tell you, hey, you're qualified for a tax credit. Click here and print your certificate, and then you're going to click the blue hyperlink, and this is here for your reference. You want to make sure all this information looks correct. If it doesn't, give the nonprofit staff that you're working with an email so that they can get this information corrected on their end. But if you need this digital copy of it, you could save it as a PDF. If you need it as a physical copy, you can go ahead and print this. We will recommend that if you have multiple tax credit certificates for the year, that you please submit via electronically for your tax return, because then that'll be way easier for you to attach all of your certificates. It is a little bit more difficult for you to do it via paper if you have multiple certificates. So just a heads up, we would prefer that you do that electronically, and we want to make sure you get the tax credits. If you put your first and last name and the last 4 of your tax ID number and you click next, and it tells you that the information does not match our records, please reach out. I would click this retry button and perhaps just make sure that you have no extra spaces within the first, last name, or last 4 digits of your tax ID fields. Make sure there's just no extra spaces. If you're not using Google Chrome, we would ask that you exit out and try again in Google Chrome. And then lastly, if none of that is working and you're positive that the first, last name, and the last 4 digits of your tax ID are correct, then I would try resetting your cache or clearing your cache. And if you don't know how to do that, a quick Google search will help you, or if you want to give us an email, I can give you a link that walks you through how to clear your cache. That typically helps for a lot of different individuals. But if you're so certain you've done all of that and it still isn't working correctly, I would say give us an email back letting us know that the information we have in the system may not be correct, and we can give you a call and verify the information. And it could just be slight error, and we can just fix it and get that certificate to you. It could be some common mistakes might be, you have your spouse's tax ID number within your first and last name, so it's a little bit mismatched of personal identifiable information. And yeah, those are quick, easy fixes. Maybe we have a typo in your first or last name, something like that. But we can definitely get that figured out, so give us an email. But hopefully you're able to figure it out with just making sure you're in Google Chrome, that there's no extra spaces or typos, and that your cache is cleared.